Hi students, this is Dr. Srinivas. Today I was in front of you to discuss about the Minimum Wages Act 1948. In the previous session I have discussed about the classification of the wages like minimum wage, fair wage and living wage. Today I was in front of you to teach you in a very simple manner, okay, what is the origin of this Minimum Wages Act 1948, okay, with whom's effort today we have this Minimum Wages Act 1948. So he is the person, his name is called John Henry Wesley. So he is the reason behind this Minimum Wages Act 1948. So this Minimum Wages Act 1948 will protect the workers not to be paid less than the minimum wages by the capitalist or an entrepreneur. Okay, so this John Wesley, he is also the chairman of the Royal Commission on Labour. So Wesley Commission we popularly called as a Royal Commission on Labour. It was been appointed in the year 1931 and 33. The Wesley Commission examined the various issues relating to wage levels. Okay, so this man understood there was a large exploitation was there on the workers, okay, who are living below poverty line and who are being exploited by the entrepreneurs. So he taken initiation to have a standardization of the wages, okay, and he initiated to have a legislation so that the minimum wages, at least the minimum wages for these workers can be protected with that legislation. So he suggested for the collection of relevant wage data. So he asked to collect the data what the across the industries are paying to these workers, so that he thought to have a legislation which will resolve this wage determination. Okay, so you want to decide a minimum wage. For that it should be protected by some legislation, that is nothing but Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, so this commission also recommended a minimum wage fixation machinery. Okay, so he recommended to have a machinery which will protect the Minimum Wages Act 1948 for industries where workers are not well organized. I hope you are understanding here what I am trying to tell. If the industry is well organized, if it is an organized industry, so naturally there is an labor union will be there, okay, and there is a recognized union will be there, and they will protest with the government and they protest against the management, and with their strong collective bargaining they can able to acquire their wages and they can protect their minimum wages. But whereas workers working in unorganized sectors where there is no union, where there is no organized union, okay, where there is no voice to ask and bargain with the management, naturally there is a chance that the managements and an entrepreneur or a capitalist can exploit the sweated workers. So that's the reason this Wesley Commission recommended to have a machinery which will protect the interest of the sweated workers. So this Wesley Commission also invited the attention of the government towards certain unfair deductions. Yes, one more thing I want to tell you here. What this Wesley Commission have done, this Wesley Commission have initiated to have an machinery to protect the minimum wages of the sweated labor. For that he was succeeded in bringing a legislation called Minimum Wages Act 1948. He also taken initiation to see that unauthorized and unfair deduction should not be made from the wages of the employees. Okay, he understood that some unauthorized deductions was being doing by the entrepreneur from the wages of the employee. So for that also he thought to have a legislation. Okay, so that legislation itself is called Minimum Payment of Wages Act 1936. So it is very simple here. Minimum Wages Act 1948 will protect the minimum wages for the sweated labor, for the labor who are working in unorganized sectors. Okay, people working in unorganized sectors will protected okay, from the exploitation of the management, so that they will get at least the minimum wages, okay, with the Minimum Wages Act 1948. So what is the role of this Payment of Wages Act 1936 means? Payment of Wages Act 1936 will take care of the unauthorized deductions from the from the employees' wages. So no unauthorized deductions an employer can do from the wages of the employees. And at the same time, sometimes we see that wages are not paid regularly to the workers. They pay at their interest at any time. Are you understanding? So not following a periodical date, month wise, and all these things. So this legislation will also protect that wages should be paid at regular intervals of time. Okay, whether it may be a weekly or a monthly or a, are you understanding, or a fortnight. So but it should be paid at periodically, okay, regularly, and without unauthorized deductions. So this Payment of Wages Act 1936 is also the initiation of the, are you understanding, Whistler Commission. Okay, so this also been recommended by the Whistler Commission. So because of the recommendation of the Whistler Commission, because of the initiation of the Whistler Commission, today we have two legislations. One is Minimum Wages Act 1948 and the Payment of Wages Act 1936. Okay, so now you might have got a very good idea regarding, so what is Minimum Wages Act 1948 and what is the Payment of Wages Act 1936. Let's be going to the details of the Minimum Wages Act 1948. So this Minimum Wages Act 1948 will provide a full-fledged machinery to determine the minimum rate of wages in the industries. Yes, this will decide the minimum wages across the industries. Sometimes there is a small variation from industry to industry, but more or less it is equal. But it is varies from state to state. Okay, that I will discuss in the coming time, how it is varies from state to state. But there is no that much of variation, but little variation is there. So that's the reason today we have a migration of the labor from one state to another state. So one thing you have to understood here, where the minimum wages is less in particular state, that particular labor will migrate to the another state where the minimum wages is high. Now for example, you take the minimum wages per month I am talking, okay, in the unorganized sector, okay, in Delhi is 19,000, the upper limit is 19,000 and 20,000. But same when come to Bihar, it is just 9,000. So that's the reason the labor from Bihar will migrate to Delhi capital like that. Now I will compare Bihar with Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. In Andhra and Telangana, the minimum wages per month for the workers who are working in unorganized sector is 11,000. Okay, and it is 11,000 and it is 14,000 something, it's like that. But when in Bihar, I am talking in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, it is 14,000. The minimum wages for workers working in unorganized sector per month I am talking. When it is goes to Bihar, it is only 9,000. That's the reason we observed that in the pandemic time also, lot of this Bihar migrated labor landed in huge trouble when they are working in the migrated place like Mumbai, Delhi and Andhra and Telangana. Okay, and government also shown a lot of concern on them. So to make you understand this Minimum Wages Act 1948, I am giving this illustrations and examples I can say. Okay, so this Minimum Wages Act 1948 have this much of story. Okay, how this act have got, I emphasized in the previous slides. Now let's put attention on the put emphasis on the significance of this Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, so this act is undoubtedly, okay, so really it is a welfare legislation. Yes, so this act, this legislation is a welfare legislation in the favor of the workers who are working in the sweated industry. Okay, and at the same time, this Minimum Wages Act 1948, okay, it will uplift the economic condition of the workers working in sweated industries. Okay, they will be protected with at least a reasonable wage. Okay, and the very purpose of this legislation is to protect the interest of the industrial workers in unorganized industries where they are not properly organized. Yes, okay, so this legislation will protect the workers who are working in unorganized sector. Okay, one thing you have to understood, if it is a organized sector, there is a union will be there. Okay, so there is a union leader will be there, there is a elections will be there, there is a recognized union will be there. Okay, so in a very formal way, so there is a missionary, we call it as a tripartite missionary, and they discuss with the government and the management Are you understanding? They can protest. Now how we can see there is a strikes in the public sector, like previously there was a strike in Telangana in RTC, and frequently we see there was a strike in Singareni Collieries. All these are organized sectors. But now what I am talking is people, for example, there is a construction is taking place, a road construction is taking place, an apartment construction is taking place, or people working under contractor in an industry. All these people will come under unorganized employees. All these are called as unorganized sectors. Okay, for example, somebody working in a in a shop, or understanding which is comes under Shops and Establishment Act. So there is a chance that the shop owner may exploit the that employee by paying less than the minimum wages. So this minimum wages 1940 Act 1948 will protect such labor who are workers, employees who are working in this unorganized sector. I hope you have understood the significance of this act. Why? Because you and myself will not go and protect them. There is a legislation which is always are going to protect the interest of these workers who are working in unorganized sectors. Okay, very, very beautiful legislation it was. So this Minimum Wages Act 1948 interfered to secure at least bare minimum wages. Yes, I discussed in the previous class when I am talking about the minimum wages. Minimum wages will give the bare necessities, food, shelter and clothing. Are you understanding? At least if you are not able to pay this salary which will meet these bare necessities, then understand the situation of the workers. So that's the reason this legislation will secure the bare necessities in the form of minimum wages. Okay, for the poor class of the workers or society, we can say, who are compelled to live in below poverty line. Yes, they are forced to live below poverty line. So one thing you understood that when people migrated, labor migrated from Bihar to Delhi and Bihar to Andhra Pradesh and Bihar to Telangana, they are working in the cities like Hyderabad, they are working in cities like Vijayawada. You know that they lost their lot of self-respect. If they are living in their villages, they have a lot of respect. Okay, they are the owners. But when they migrated to the cities like Vijayawada and Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Surat, Noida, Gurgaon, you know that they are forced to live in the slum areas. Okay, they are forced to live in the slum areas where they not have any Aadhaar like card, and they cannot even get the provisions also. That's the reason in the pandemic time government have taken a lot of reforms. Even Modi government, NDA government have brought in the 3 labor law new code also. He brought a unique identification number for this migrated labor, so that at any place they are working, even they are the native of Bihar, if they are migrated to Delhi, if they are working in Delhi or in Hyderabad, there they can able to access to the public distribution system PDS, so that they can able to access the rice and everything which is government is providing through the public distribution system. Okay, so my intention here to give such examples is that in the pandemic time everybody was shown a lot of concern about the betrayed situation of this labor, migrated labor, labor working in unorganized sectors. All this migrated labor will work in in dairy farms, and they work in real estate industry, you know that, and they work in wood industry, and they work in cement industry, quarry industry and all these things, where they are brutally exploited. You know that regarding the safety point of view also they are being are you understanding, exploited like anything. So this beautiful legislation will protect such migrated labor. Okay, not only migrated labor, see, one thing you should not understood that this legislation is for migrated labor. So but more emphasis I am talking about migrated labor means they are the more sufferers. Why? Because their native is one place and they are migrated to other place where they not have a shelter, so they are forced to live in slum areas, and despite they have been exploited by the capitalist by paying less than the minimum wages, so that you can understood their situation. So that's the reason I am giving this example. But this Minimum Wages Act 1948 will protect all the laborers who are working in unorganized sector, Okay, so and so like this is this session. I hope I created you an awareness regarding the origin behind the Minimum Wages Act 1948. So John Wesley is the commission, the Royal Commission is the reason to have the Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, and Wesley Commission, John Wesley is the reason behind to have the Payment of Wages Act 1936. Payment of Wages Act 1936 will protect the unauthorized deductions from the employee's salary, and it will regularize the wages so that wages should be paid at regular intervals of time. Are you understanding? So I will teach much more in the coming session. One particular session exclusively I meant for Payment of Wages Act 1936. Now how I emphasized the significance and about the how I highlighted the Minimum Wages Act 1948, in the same manner, okay, I will tell you about the Payment of Wages Act 1936 also in another exclusive session of Payment of Wages Act 1936. Okay, so I hope my classes is very helpful for the students who are pursuing their LLB. Okay, and it is also can be useful to the students who are pursuing their MBA in HR specialization, where this labor laws is one of the important subject there. Okay, yeah, I appreciate if you like my video and share it to your friends. Okay, don't forget to press the bell symbol. Okay, and please try to share to as many people as possible so that they will be get benefited. Thank you so much.